This is where my wife and I watch videos. We don't have a big screen, we've got a small screen. And as you can see, it's very cozy, but that's the whole point, isn't it? The screen is dark because, well, that's the whole reason for today's video. I'm going to be upgrading our media computer, which is that one up there. And then afterwards, I'll show you the screen in its full glory. Come on, let's go.
Tina's got the know-how. She's the queen of PC. Tina's got the know-how. She's the queen of PC.
And now I have to move Fritz. Come on, Fritz, out the way. Okay, so here we are. This is my new Media Center PC. It is obviously not a brand new PC. It's second-hand that I bought from Cash Crusaders this morning. It is a HP 290G1MT business PC. Not exactly a powerhouse, but it's good enough to play YouTube videos and so forth, you know, live streaming and all that kind of stuff off the internet. And it has better specs than the old one that we were using, which is about 14 years old, maybe even more. This one is a good deal newer. This one is an i5 7th gen 7100 Intel, and it's got, well, it came with 4 gigs of RAM, but we're going to be upgrading it as far as possible with one of these. Oh, well, let's get on with it. You can see it's actually really a nice little case. Even comes with a DVD-ROM. I'm not sure if it's a writer. It might well be, but I'll check that out as we go along. It's got 2 USB ports in the front, your stereo headphone jack in the front. This is a blank for the card reader, I suppose. It didn't come with one. And there's the power switch. And at the back it looks quite nice. It's got your LAN cable, which we will be using, connecting to our router. And then we've got 6 USB ports, an HDMI, a VGA, and we've got sound. Don't mind the catch, he's just horny. This one came with Windows 10, but I'm going to still be using Windows 10, but I'm going to be putting the hard drive from the old media PC, the SSD, I'm going to be putting it into this one. So let's see what's inside. Obviously, I did check what's inside before. I mean, I'm not stupid enough to buy a computer without looking on the inside. So we've got the 500 gigabyte Seagate HDD, as in your SATA solid, not solid, but it's a solid chunk of metal, yeah. And here is that's a DVD CD rewriter. Awesome. But it wasn't plugged in, so we'll have to see if that even works. Then on the inside, let's see what we've got. First I'm going to unplug everything, so let's take these drives out of the way, and then we'll have a look on the inside. It looks very clean on the inside. Let's put some light on the subject here. Looks very clean on the inside. There's just one little dust bunny hiding in the corner. I have to clean up a bit. Let's see what's going on in here. Here's the CPU. I'm probably going to have to renew the CPU paste just to be safe. There is a vacant slot with the 4 gig RAM next to it. It's DDR4. And I've got the bits and pieces over there that I'm going to be upgrading it with. And there is, most importantly, a slot for a graphics expansion card if we want to do a little gaming and some, moderate gaming in future. The only downside is the power supply, which is 180. I say again, a whole 180 watts.
What?
Wow, that is so fast, that is so powerful. It's not a big deal because we're just going to basically be using it as a media computer, most importantly. So this is for the primary 2 hard drives. Okay, so that must be a very strange setup. Okay then. Okay, so that's the power. Is that all? Really? No, there's another one going there. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, I'm just taking all these out so we can give this thing a nice clean. I'm not going to take the board out, but let's clean out some of these things. Let's minimize all the clutter as we can. I will try hard not to bump this setup while I'm working on it. Okay. Let's start with the CPU. Okay, it wants a flat for that one. Yeah, it's a little on the dry side. What do you think, Norman? I think I'm going to have to replace this. And wow, look at all that crap around the CPU socket. Wow, okay. Well, at least the stuff wipes right off. I mean, look at that. A little bit of, well, I suppose Americans would call it Windex, but we have, different brands of window cleaner, but ordinary window cleaner works just as well cleaning these things off. Yeah, something tells me I'm going to have to do a little more thorough cleaning of this heatsink. Good grief. Anyway. I'm definitely going to put new heatsink paste on here, but I'm not going to be taking the CPU out. I just need a brush. There we are, brush. I am going to be blowing this thing out with a cleaner in a minute. Sorry guys, I'm busy using a new microphone system, a wireless mic, Bluetooth or wireless or whatever it is. But it works with my phone, and it's actually working quite nicely so far, I think. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a cat in the background meowing, and she's meowing because she is horny. Let's give this a nice brush. I am not going to be using a vacuum cleaner on the inside of a computer. I have seen some people doing that on some of these tech shows, and I cringe every time because I think, don't be surprised if it doesn't turn on afterwards.
Who does that?
Why? Because it's a very strange thing, but when you use a vacuum cleaner on electronics, it tends to generate ESD, electrostatic discharge. If you reverse your vacuum cleaner so that it is a blower, that's perfectly safe. Weird, isn't it? That is my high-tech blower. It's a very select item. It's a common or garden hairdryer. But please, if you do that, please make sure it's not using the heat setting. Some old cheapo Chinese brand heatsink paste. Works fine. You don't always have to pay premium prices for stuff. Let's pluck it on.
Tools in my fist. Old paste cracking time to freshen the twist. Gotta repaste that sucker, make it cool. Heat sinks waiting, don't be a fool. Layer it smooth, no bubbles in sight.
Okay, that is done. Make sure this plug is in properly. That plug is in properly. Everything's clean. I have no idea what this is for. If you do know, let me know in the comments. I don't see anything missing on the board, and doesn't seem to be connected to anything. So there's nothing there that should take a plug like that or a connector like that. So seems to have broken off something. So I don't know. However, since it is connected to that, I think it's best that I isolate these wires. I don't recommend just randomly cutting wires off things, but I have no idea where this goes. There's nothing obviously missing. There's nothing that it should be connected to that I can see here. Everything was working when I tested it at the shop. So I think for the sake of not having any short circuits and interesting light shows while this thing is running, if this accidentally touches something, yeah, maybe I should just wrap it up in insulation tape. See there? I have to remember that you can't see what I'm doing. I stand with my hands in front of me. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to show you a little trick that I've been using for many years. I've ended the tape here, right? So I take one of these cable ties and I put it around there, because we know what happens with insulation tape. It gradually gets old and loses its stick. So it starts to unwind, and then after a while, if you don't do any regular maintenance, the insulation tape starts to drop off and the wires that it was insulating become exposed. So this prevents that from happening. Anyway, there it is. So let's plug this back in. This is for the power. SATA power. Which is unfortunate because it means there are only 2 SATA power slots. Okay, first let's put in the RAM. This is DDR4. This is an 8 gig. It should take us up to 12 gig. Seeing as there's a 4 there already, we'll make this computer even more useful. Okay, there we are, firmly in place. So now we're going to be putting in 2 drives. This is our Toshiba 1 terabyte old-fashioned SATA drive, which is the data or dump drive. The video that you're watching right now is most likely stored on here, or it will be when I'm finished editing it before I upload it. This is the C drive. This is a SSD, but we have to make it fit on there. Let's see what sort of toys are available to us here. This is a good drive. It's a 500 gigabyte, so I'm going to be keeping it for future projects. I don't think I'm going to be using this right now, seeing as there's only one set of power leads, so I'm going to need them both for these hard drives. Oddly enough, the other one had the same arrangement, so it doesn't really matter, not that much. However, seeing as we might be able to squeeze them in together. Let's see how many can we get in there. Let's try the main drive. Let's see there. Can you see? I can see. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then let's see if we can squeeze both in. Let's find out. Okay, so time for a little bit of modification. Okay, there we are. Not exactly factory spec, but yeah, and it actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, first let's do the power. As it turns out, this cable is too short. That one is just ideal, and that one is too fucking short.
Oh shit.
Okay, I am gonna have to do something with this cable just to make it all work. So, guess what? Red cable for the C drive. Okay. So, this one is just barely long enough to get from there to there. So I'm gonna need to do a little bit of engineering again. Remember what I said? Power connectors. Nope, those ones are too old. You didn't see that. Remember what I said about, not cutting wires? Well, fuck it. Probably speeding through all this right now in editing. Well, these are both ground. It probably doesn't matter if you were to mix them up, but for the sake of prudence, I am gonna make sure I don't mix them up. Can you see where I'm going to with this? If I have 2 of these, I have 4 of these. There, it's expandable now, so if I need to add another 2, I can just add another 2. There we are. Now let's fire this baby up and see what blows up. Well, let's see what happens. There we go. Woohoo! There we go, 12 gigabytes of RAM. And there's our i3-7100 CPU at 3.9 gigahertz. See if it picks up both hard drives. Yes, it does. Yep, everything's working perfectly. That's what I call a success. Okay, so it's set up again. It's back where the old one used to be. Time for Fritz to go back. Come on, Fritz. Let's get on with some YouTubing. Incidentally, down there you will see our temperatures, our CPU temperatures are doing quite nice. There we are. Okay, so now it's all working perfectly and everything is running smoothly as it should be. You may be wondering why it is that we use a screen like this instead of using a big expensive TV, but I think I've just answered that question because A, they're expensive, and B, because it really doesn't make much of a difference if you look at perspective. The computer screen that's close to us, when we look at it from here as opposed to when we had a big screen TV on the other side of the room, it looks about the same. You can still see the same amount of detail, and the experience is, for us, it's very much the same. I've shared a link to an article below the video on how I made the ARM and display setup that this computer is connected to, if you're interested in that. I haven't done too many videos lately, and I haven't done a tech video in quite a long time. The main reason for the reduction in my videos is because of my studies that I'm busy with at the moment. I've spoken about it in other videos. You may want to have a look on my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Made it all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys soon in another video when I've got the time to make one, of course. You guys take care, be good to each other, and yeah, I'll see you around.
She's the wizard on the screen, turning bits and bytes into a high-speed